And we are back. Sorry for the technical issues. Holt Davis reaches on a walk. One out here in the bottom of the eighth inning. Chinooks still trail by one. Andrew Mogg. That one foul through the first base coaching box. Makes it 1-1. So Mogg will stand back in 1-1. Toss over to Holt Davis.
Mogg coming here after playing a season in a very difficult ACC, a conference sending multiple schools to the College World Series.
The 1-1 popped up behind the plate, and that's going to get out of play behind us.
Ball sponsored by Kevin Rube of Edward Jones Financial Investments.
1-2 is the count on Andrew Mogg. Hood with the set, chin high. Chucks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Breaks a little too far away from the plate. Makes the count even at 2-2. Bottom of the eighth inning, 5-4. Miners cling to a one-run lead. They got their runs in the fifth and sixth innings with a 3 and a 2 spot. Chinooks scored 1 in the second and struck back with 3 in the bottom of the sixth, and that's where we stand right now, 5-4. So Holt Davis draws another throw over there at first base. He's been over there a couple times. Andrew Mogg with his second at-bat of the game. He reached on an air. Got all the way to second base on a weak grounder. The catcher, J.J. Hancock, tossed it away to third base, trying to get the lead runner, get the force out. It didn't work out for him. Shucks ended up getting the run out of it. 1-2 is the count on Mogg, or make it 2-2. He did get an RBI with it, though. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, cut on to miss. Snap throw to first, but Davis is back. So Mogg is down swinging for the second out in the eighth, bringing up Caleb Potter. A Cleveland area native out of Menor. He should be stuck to the Cavaliers, ended up pulling that one out earlier today. Caleb, a West Virginia Mountaineer. Remember, West Virginia and Jackson Kramer, the reigning ABL Home Run Derby champion. First pitch is ruled a strike by the home plate umpire of Caleb Potter.
Let me tell you, speaking of Jackson Kramer and his home run derby champion, Caleb told me the other day that quite a few people have brought that up to him, asking him if he would be the second Mountaineer / Chinook to take that crown.
Potter, a big right-handed bat. He's certainly capable. That's one all the way to the backstop, and they're actually going to get a balk. Here on the pitcher, Hood.
So now with a runner in scoring position, Potter has a big opportunity here for the Chinooks.
It remains 0-1. Caleb also won a state basketball title in 2013 as a Menor Cardinal. Snap throw to second. Davis back sliding head first into second base.
Potter was actually offered basketball scholarships from the University of South Carolina and the University of Missouri, among other schools. A real athlete.
Here's the 0-1 from Byron Hood. That's on the outside corner. Another called strike. There were several times in the Mountaineers season that hitters 5 through 8 were former Glacier pilots Ray Guarini, Sean Wood, then Jackson Kramer, and Caleb Potter. That's not much of a break playing West Virginia, but they ended up 27-27, so pitchers must have figured it out.
Edward Jones Financial Investments.
Potter was 226, 4 homers, including 10 RBIs in just 36 games as a freshman. 6'3", 210 pounds. The guy's a load. Here's the 0-2. Low and away. Good plate discipline from Potter.
It's the name of the game. Find your pitch.
Keeps the at-bat alive, and that tying runs out there in scoring position for him. As Holt Davis inches away from second base. Hood staring down Davis, and he steps off. Davis was a little bit too much of a distraction for him, and he was dancing out there and towards shortstop. And the shortstop, and they've got him picked.
Oh, wow.
Behind him at second, down to, and it'll be Wolf that ends up tagging him out. Wolf and Hood get him.
And a heads-up play by the Miners pitching and infielders, catching Holt Davis off guard. And now as we go into the ninth inning, the score, still Matsu Miners 5, Chugiak Chinooks 4. And it looks like Shane Armstrong's coming back in for the ninth after a very impressive eighth inning. Now, Garrett, Shane's doing something other than playing for the Chinooks this season, isn't he? He's actually coaching the Legion baseball team for freshmen in high school down in Anchorage.
He is, and getting a chance to kind of mentor to some youngsters in Anchorage and show his knowledge of baseball and his passion that he has had, at least especially for most of his life. And it's basically going to be his last go-around, and he's most likely when he's not planning on going pro.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worried about checking his phone all weekend, or all week as the draft is going on this week. Final day will go tomorrow, but Shane is going to do his time at Hillsdale and move on in the world. You know, he's got...
Well, it's a unique situation that he's in where he's not only coaching these young kids, but he's also mentoring the other Chinooks as an experienced guy.
That's something that's very key to situations like this. So here we go in the ninth inning. Burke Paskowitz, center fielder for the Miners, on to lead off the inning. Takes the first pitch strike from Armstrong as he squared the bunt but pulled it back. Takes another strike from Armstrong.
Batting for the Miners at number 1, the center fielder, Rick Paskowitz.
The 0-2 from Armstrong. He goes outside. Good waist pitch there from the right-hander. As we start the last frame, 5 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors for the Miners. Paskowitz fouls that one off.
Goes to his knees a little bit.
The Chinooks on the other side, 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. For the Miners, they've just had a 2-man staff tonight. Hey, James Harrington with the first 6 innings, pretty strong, only gave up 4. It was good enough to stay ahead. He got some run support, but Byron Hood has slammed the door shut. He's been in trouble a couple of times. Chinooks have had the tying runs out there. Both innings he has worked, but he has not surrendered it. The 2-2 from Armstrong, and Paskowitz takes as it drops in there. Chinooks have started out with Connor Menez and Michael Fairchild. Each went 2 innings. Luke Eigsty and Jamie Ball each were an inning in relief. Ball did not record an out, but Lucas Hamelink, Armstrong's Hillsdale teammate, went the 6th and 7th. Got the Chinooks out of some trouble.
Without Hamelink's performance, the Chinooks would not be in a situation where they could win the game.
That's a big point right there. Here's the payoff pitch from Armstrong, and a little bloop job in the shallow left field. It's going to drop in front of David Morton out there in left field for a single for Paskowitz. He's his 3rd hit of the game already. Brings up Chris Hall, the right fielder out of Tennessee. And, yeah, basically you associate Tennessee with the Matsu Miners. Of course, they had, well, even the Alaska Baseball League, they had a ton of guys up here a year ago. Squares the bunt, he fouls it off right at the plate.
Well, it's teams like Tennessee feeding their players into the Alaskan Baseball League, which keeps the Alaskan Baseball League so competitive year in and year out. Guys like Shane Armstrong playing at Hillsdale College really get to show their stuff off against guys who play in the best conference in the country, arguably.
That is right. All these guys following played in the ABL last year that went to Tennessee. Jordan Rogers, Kyle Serrano, whose dad, Dave, is the skipper down there. Nick Senzel, Peter Lindstrom, and then Johnny Youngblood and Brett Marks played for the Bucks. Pretty good mix there. Hall also was in 2014, he was at Cumberland before transferring to Tennessee. Helped Cumberland win their third NAIA national title in 2014. A ball and a strike here on Hall now. Left-handed hitting right fielder for the Miners. Armstrong delivers a breaking ball, and it's going to drop low. 2-1. Armstrong soak up every bit of baseball he can this summer. He's doing a well of a job so far, but nobody out. Runner aboard here in the top of the 9th inning. Armstrong kicks and deals, and it's lined right back up the middle, but at second base, Bass has it behind the bag, steps on second for one, throws on to first for the out. How about that for Will Bass?
That was extremely heads up by Will Bass. The ball lined right back at Armstrong. He ducks. Bass stops it. Right place, right time, right on second base, and has the baseball IQ to know that he's still got to throw it to first.
Just like that, 2 gone, nobody out. And the number 9 hitter, Caleb Wood, out of Gonzaga, to the plate for the Miners.
Wood takes that one low and away. Armstrong deals. Ball 2. The sign from Mogg. Popped up by Caleb Wood into center field. The center fielder right under it, and that'll be the inning. The bottom of the night. Let's see if the Chinooks can rally. As the Miners lead 5-4 still in what has turned out to be an incredibly interesting game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been corrected. There is a mistake in our program tonight. I want to remind you that this Thursday night is the Chinooks take on the always hard-hitting Legion All-Stars. The action begins
I didn't see that.
on Thursday night.
So now as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, Chinooks will have the last chance to try to come back. 5-4, they trail this one. The new pitcher is going to be on the mound for the Miners. We'll get a look at his back of his jersey. We can tell you all about him. It appears to be Zach Warren out of Tennessee, a teammate of Chris Hall out in right field. And we just kind of told you all about the Volunteers, and of course, you forget, here's a good chance to drop Cody Crutcher into this. He's a big Tennessee Volunteers fan from North Pole, Alaska, helping out the Chinooks this summer, coaching at Southwest Baptist during the year. But Zach Warren will be on to close this one out. The save would be his if he can get it. And he'll be facing Caleb Potter, Travis Stone, and David Morton, bottom third of the Chinooks order. So Potter will get new life. So your score looks something like this: 5 runs, 5 hits for the Miners, 4 runs, 6 hits for the Chinooks.
And it's not going to be easy for the Miners here, facing at least 3 D1 caliber guys. And once you get past that, it's dangerous all through. The Chinooks, and like I previously stated, give a lot of credit to Lucas Hamelink, picking up the game in the biggest inning jam, one of the biggest inning jams you'll see. Bases loaded, gets them out relatively unscathed, giving the Chinooks the opportunity to rally in the bottom half of the inning and ultimately put themselves in a position where they can win the game still. They can win it now.
Yep, this would be very fitting for the Chinooks to do this one in the bottom of the ninth because of time after time the Miners did this to them a year ago. When it looked like the game was theirs to be had, and the Miners would be resurrected in the ninth inning.
The rally in the valley.
So here's the windup in the first offering. Potter is blown away, ball one. Zach Warren, new pitcher up there for the Miners. 6'4", 190-pound freshman left-handed pitcher out of the University of Tennessee. So misses again to Potter, 2-2. Or 2-0, that is. So a couple of guys coming off their freshman years. Here's the offering. That's in there. Ruled strike number one as Potter watched that one. Warren was a 23rd round pick of the Pittsburgh Pirates in last summer's draft, but opted to go to UT. There's the 2-1, and just a bit outside. We got the friendly home field call.
And now Caleb Potter's got a hitter's count.
So Warren stands on the mound about like Cliff Lee off to the side, working for third base side. Potter, slow roller to short. Up with it is Wolf, and he throws on the zoner for the out. That is how inning number 9 begins for the Chinooks. So they'll have 2 outs to work.
Coming to the plate for the Chinooks, number 11, Travis.
Find a run to find a run. So Travis Stone. And as Stephen F. Austin just finished up his freshman season. Takes first pitch inside, ball one. We're Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches, Texas. That's the hometown of Lance Phillips, two-time former Chinook. 1-1 as Stone fouls that one off. He struck out 18 guys over 15 innings, but he is in the box, ready to be aggressive for the Chinooks. Lefty-righty matchup here. Zach Warren for the Miners. Winds it up. Delivers it home. Stone bounces it towards first base. Zollner has it. And he's going to take it to the bag himself for the out.
And now the Chinooks are down to their final out.
Dave Morton will come up. It'll be the last chance for the Fish tonight. 5-4, Miners have the lead. They've been clinging to this one since the 7th. Warren winds up his first offering, and Morton fouls it back. Zach Warren looking for his first save on the year, his first opportunity as well. Dips a breaking ball low, ball one. But what we've seen tonight from the Chinooks was a lot of good starting pitching. Menez and Fairchild. As Morton lifts this one in the left field, under it is Vizcaino. He makes the catch, and that'll be the ball game tonight. The final score tonight: the Matsu Miners 5 and the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks 4. As they will come up just short tonight. Your final totals: the Matsu Miners 5 runs on 5 hits, 3 errors, and they still managed to hold the Chinooks to 4 runs on 6 hits. And Andrew, as we turn our attention to wrapping this one up, Lucas Hamelink made a big effort keeping the Fish close, but where was it that they just came up shy tonight, unable to get that extra run or 2 across?
Well, what I think really stands out to me is just that one inning where they started walking people. I mean, the Chinooks had the opportunity to win the game at the end, which is very impressive. And you got to give a lot of credit to Lucas Hamelink. But if you're going to beat teams like the Miners going forward, if you're going to beat teams like the Anchorage Bucks, who maybe have a little bit more recruiting power than the Chinooks out there in the field, you got to be able to hold them. You can't let teams have that big breakout inning. But overall, I saw a lot more positives in this scrimmage than I saw negatives. I think Connor Menes pitched fantastic. I think Michael Fairchild pitched awesome. And Shane Armstrong's 2-inning hold in the 8th and 9th really brought out his veteran presence. He was stone cold there. He looked like he had been there before. So ultimately, I think the Chinooks have a lot to look forward to going into this season. And I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow as we head over to the Miners' home field and do it all again.
Absolutely. And just a rundown of the final line. James Harrington will be the winning pitcher for the Matsu Miners. He went 6 innings, gave up just 6 hits on 4 runs on 6 hits. 2 of them were earned. He walked 1 and struck out 3. And for the Chinooks, getting the loss is going to be Luke Eichste. It's going to be a tough decision to give it to him, as he gave up the first 3 runs. The Miners took the 3-1 lead. They were in the 5th inning, and they never looked back. They held on to win 5-4. And then the save will go to Zach Warren. He made quick work of the Chinooks with a 1-2-3 bottom of the 9th inning. Didn't strike anybody out, but he did his job and was a big key. Leading hitters on the Miners side, Rick Paskowitz had a couple of hits. The only 2-hit game for the Matsu Miners. A couple of RBIs came to Chris Hall, and then Tanner Nishioka and and Caleb Wood, that is, picked up another, as well as Jake Zollner. For the Chinooks on their side, they were led offensively. About a handful of guys had 1 hit. Will Bass had a hit, but, his big presence, he was a big impact defensively and on the bases, and we're going to have a lot of fun watching Will this summer.
Will looks like one of those players that you can tell is going to quickly become a fan favorite with the locals here. He's a 5-tool player. You can tell he is a threat no matter where he is. He's a threat on the base path especially. He's the kind of guy that can lay down a bunt and run it out.
Yeah, and Will was very, very impressive tonight. Had the 1 hit, did have a walk, 2 stolen bases, as we note again. Michael Soninger, he had a hit and an RBI. Holt Davis got aboard a couple of times. He scored 2 runs for the Chinooks. And then Andrew Mogg, Caleb Potter each drove in runs. And then 3 guys in the starting lineup, Tyler Boxwell, Jacob Ropes, and Patrick Cromwell all had base hits, as Cromwell also had the RBI to go with it. Pitching staff. Now, this is going to be a little bit more of an interesting conversation because, of course, we hit on Connor Menes. He was just a force to begin the game. Had a couple of strikeouts. Michael Fairchild, the same. But then the youngster, Luke Eichste, coming in that 5th inning. But, he showed good stuff. He got out of his inning and did what he was supposed to do. Just kind of a tough one there. And then Jamie Ball, tough to say it, but the wheels kind of fell off during that inning.
Yeah, Jamie definitely. Now, granted, he told me earlier in the week that he hasn't played in a while. His season ended a little while ago. So, that's why we play these scrimmages, to get guys like that who haven't been on the diamond in a few weeks back out there and warmed up. And hopefully this control won't be a reoccurring issue for him like it was today. Jamie Ball letting up 2 earned runs without giving up a hit. That's usually not a good thing if you're a pitcher. But great, unbelievable performances from Menes, from Fairchild, Hamelink, and Armstrong. XD, it was shaky at times, but at the same time, he is just coming out of high school, so he can take this as a learning experience. When you're in this league, winning and losing is big, but it's also for these guys to get better. And I think that both Jamie Ball and XD can take this as a learning experience and move forward. They'll work with pitching coach Chris Beck, and hopefully the Chinooks will have a staff that reflects the majority of the game that they played today rather than just one small inning.
Yeah, and of course, what can you say? But they're going to give a big props to the Hillsdale guys, Lucas Hammelink and then Shane Armstrong. A couple of innings each, just nailing things down throughout the finish. But in the end, the Matsu Miners were the ones to hold on and take this one home. Now for us and the Chinooks, then we'll be back tomorrow night over at Herman Brothers Field. We're going to be very excited to be back on the broadcast then as field work is underway and our post-game show will come to a close. He's Andrew Alex. I am Garrett Manson from the top of the world to wherever you joined us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in to Chinooks Baseball. And we'll see you again tomorrow night